There we go. Freedom, freedom. No kidding. Freedom. That is the call that's bringing across Canada right now in protest that are being occurring today. Why is this? Well, because the people in Canada in many cities are coming out, especially in Western Canada, in Vancouver, Calgary, and other places, they're coming out in protest to support the truckers. As many of you know, the truckers have been pretty heavily stepped upon by the government of Trudeau. And what has happened there is best described, and it has been described by many across the world today, as tyranny. Tyranny. And it has been awful what has happened to the truckers. So, my friends, we're going to share more of this. Here's what's happened. You might be aware that Trudeau came up with something called the Emergency Act. And it just kind of gave him dictatorial powers to do whatever he desired to the people who just went to Ottawa to peaceably protest. You know, in the United States, in our Constitution, we recognize rights, we supposedly recognize rights of assembly and freedom of speech. Now, these are rights that are deemed to be inalienable, granted to everyone by the greater creator, not by government. But many governments seemingly do not recognize such rights. But you would think in Western representative governments, republics, democracies, whatever you're going to call these, that such rights would be universally accepted, as are normally are in theory in Western society. But this is not the case, and it's becoming less and less the case all the time. And so it seems to turn out that maybe Canada is the test case, the leading edge for the new wave of globalism, supposedly. But you know, this just may be cracking. There is hope in these people's protests. Those people you just saw talking are a sign of hope for us today. I'll bring you this in part of my eyes wide open, my head on a swivel news series, so that you can know what's coming at you, what's happening in the world. But this one is the good news, at least in part, that the people are standing up, that they are trying to take their society back. Yes, this Emergency Act in Canada enabled many bad things to happen to the truckers. It enabled them to go in and take the trucks, basically. It enabled them to force companies, which had previously not agreed to do this. In fact, the original tow trucks that they sent in joined the convoy. But when they were forced to, under the Emergency Act, the truckers went in not showing the logos of the companies. Their drivers wore full face masks because they were ashamed of what they were doing. But they went in and hauled the trucks out. The truckers were detained, arrested. Some say they were corralled and pinned and released later. Some of them, I don't know, guys. But what we do know is that under this Emergency Act, the government ordered banks to freeze the accounts of these truckers, of the organizations that were putting together funds to support them. As you know, people that brought gas or any other means to support them were arrested. So, and they helped this money. They detained the money, they detained the trucks, they detained the property without court orders. Wow. Just take all your stuff. Everybody involved would just take your stuff. And even to make it worse, to make matters worse, Canada's state-controlled media, Canada state media, used illegally hacked data to out the supporters, the donors. Yes, they outed the donors of people supporting this movement. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? That is just outrageous. It's low down. And to take it even further, oh no, that wasn't low down enough. The Canadian government even was calling to execute the pets of truckers and people that were supporting this. I saw some articles on this now. I just went back looking for some of those articles are missing now. Highly interesting, highly interesting. Wow. So where's this going to lead? What can it be? Well, let me show you something, guys. Let's just go back. and look at some things here. I'm going to go back to screen share. But guys, if you're not subscribed to my channel, subscribe. Bang the notification bell and bang all. One of the primary ways you can support freedom right now in this time where we're about to face food shortages is to grow your own food. Check out my links to Tree Leaf Market. I'll show you that in a sec here, guys. So let's go in here and look out at what's going on. And we're going to, hang on. Stop that share. I got to get out of that screen. Pardon me, guys. Sometimes you blow up the screens, you can't move around in them. All right, bear with me 1 second. My apologies. Here we go. This was playing this morning. This is Press for Truth channel. This gentleman was on the scene in Ottawa, actually yesterday morning. This was yesterday morning, walking around, you see no trucks behind him. One of the things he did repudiate was the idea that people were being flown into the UN foreign countries to bust this up. He claimed that he saw the uniforms and he was familiar with them and reported on these same guys before, and that they were some of the special police forces out of Quebec. I don't know. Hey, this guy was on the ground. That's what he said. Well, what is notable here is the absence of people and vehicles in the streets behind him in Ottawa, and he was getting harassed by the police there for walking around outside the barricaded zones, outside the restricted areas. They were just willy-nilly harassing him for so doing. Very interesting. But Press for Truth channel was doing some good stuff there. So hats off to him. Check him out. You might want to subscribe to his channel. He was doing a good job there. So what can I say for that? Here's another article to bear in mind here. Trudeau wins vote on House Emergencies Act. So this actually went through the House of Commons in Canada. They approved it. So if you're Canadian and you're not happy with all these events, yeah, remember what Castro Trudeau is promoting here, guys. Just have a look at him and see what this individual is promoting, and the fact that the House of Commons, which is supposed to represent the people, Commons, is supporting this stuff. So just bear that in mind. Oh yeah, the Liberal government won the vote, 185 to 151. You might want to look up, if you're a Canadian, who voted for this, and really consider that as you go forward. So I just want you to see that this thing got supported. But you know what? They doxed, you know, through the activity of Canada's media to use illegally hacked donor data and out the donors is doxing the people. Oh, you supported them. You know what? It bears in mind for me, one of the great patriots in the American Revolution, whose signature, whose very name evokes the whole notion of signature. Let's watch this, guys. Yeah, hey, you know, sometimes you just self-dox. Hey, it's me. Yo, King, look at me. I'm against you. I'm against you, and I don't support you. You tyrant. I don't support tyrants. You see that? The guy signed his name, the biggest signature on the Declaration of Independence, because he wanted to make sure the king knew who he was and where he stood. Salute Mr. John Hancock for all immemorial time, as long as we've got the breath of freedom. So these are the kind of guys we need to pay attention to. So sometimes you just got to stick your neck out there and wave your flag and say, hey, it's me, buddy, right here. Me. And maybe that's the best way to do it. Just quit worrying about getting doxxed and just say, yeah, put my name up there and put neon lights on it. You know, put it on the loudspeakers. It's me, buddy. I stand for freedom. So there you go. Hats off to the people who have stood for freedom and are still continuing to stand for freedom in Canada. It's not going to be an easy road. Nothing easy about it. But look here, guys. It's spreading, guys. Here's what's happened. This is getting to the point that people in Alberta are wanting to separate from Canada. They call it Wexit. Of course, WE don't stand for Alberta. It's Western Canada. That's what they're talking about. Western Canada, just exit. The West exit. Wexit. That's what they're calling it. So that would be interesting. But not only are they looking to, and talking about secession, so it's Quebec, of course, that has renewed in Quebec. Well, Trudeau, look what you're doing. You've blown your country apart. That's what those kind of people do. That's what is effective liberalism. And again, if you want to support freedom, support yourself. Grow your own food. Become independent. That's one of your best ways to freedom. And with the inflation and food availability being challenges that's going to be this year, you need to seriously consider this. Go to my link below to True Leaf Market. You can get all kinds of supplies and seeds. You can get stuff for growing microgreens. You can get your garden seeds. These are non-GMO, non-NGO, yeah, non-GMO, non-NWO seeds, guys. It's the real stuff. There's the real people behind it there. And this is simply one of the best places to go to get your heirloom, non-GMO seeds, which you can plant, replant, and get the same things back over and over and over again. And I will be listing other seed suppliers in the very near future. Anyway, enough said for that. And you also check out my special deals at prepwithgreg.com for all the stuff that's coming at us. Guys, the world is about to go into all kind of a tizzy as the, you know what, hits the fizzy. How's the Canadian prepper say that? You know, as the jizzy hits the fizzy, something like that. Anyway, so, you know, as it hits the fan, that's how we Americans say it. We just don't mix too many words. Freedom. It's a concept. It's not just a concept. It's what you should have. Freedom. That's what we're all about. And for the United States, these are our documents that got us there, our Constitution and Declaration of Independence. That's what it's all about here in the United States. But wherever in the world, freedom should be for everyone. Freedom should be colorblind. Freedom is something, oh, that's racist. No, freedom is for everyone of every race, color, and creed, of every religion. Everyone should be able to participate and partake in the fruits of freedom. And they're vast and sweet. They're far better than the fruits of tyranny, which is a jackboot on your neck and a boot up your yin yang. That's not what we need, guys. And we're seeing what Trudeau is. We're seeing what he's made out of. And I hope that Trudeau will go for the sake of the people in Canada. A lot of good people in Canada. I spent a lot of time up there. And hope for their sake that they can find their way back to freedom. And I think these protests is a sign that they're really working that. So hats off to them. Please hang in there, guys. If you give up, tyranny will mop you over. And you're the first test case, probably, for the dreams of Klaus Schwab. Yeah, if we go down that, you know, a lot of people think, oh yeah, that's the way I want to go because I'll be able to sit on my couch and munch buns and play computer games forever. Oh yeah, they got a name for people like that. They call it useless eaters, and their destiny for those is written in stone in the Georgia Guidestones. And when you look at it and look at the numbers, you got to realize that 11 out of 12 people have to cease to exist to make those goals work. And their word for people like that is useless eaters. Think about that. It's not the side of freedom. It's not the gravy train they make you think. Oh yeah, fly bait is always sweet. It's always attractive and it makes you want to go to it. But when you take that fly bait, they got you. You see what I'm saying, guys? That's what all this stuff is. It's fly bait. I mentioned this many times. Don't go for the fly bait. Freedom to be able to support yourself is valuable. If you believe in that, join us with the Freedom Restoration Foundation. You can go to info, email me at freedomrestorationfoundation.org and put freedom in the subject line. Check out freedomrestorationfoundation.org and also go to our, we have sites or groups that you can join. You just got to show that you're really for freedom. Go to Facebook. We got a group on Facebook because we worry about the stability of having a freedom promoting group on such a august platform. We also have a group on MeWe, which is still fledgling and starting to grow. So check it out, my friends. We believe in freedom. We stand and support the Canadian truckers, and we got a trucker rally starting here in the United States. Let's hope that we don't see the tyranny that came under Castro Trudeau. So hopefully we will have our truckers on the go. and Castro Trudeau will be on the outgo. All right, my friends, that's all I got to say. Freedom. Let it be our way of life. And yeah, we got a lot of challenges coming at us. A lot coming at us. I'm about to do a video, maybe tonight, on nuclear survival, or I might do it tomorrow. Right here, real soon, I'm gonna do this video, so you're gonna have to stay tuned for it, because it's gonna be a very, very important video. Just keep your eyes out for it. Check back my channel if you just make sure you're getting all the notifications. With that, I'm gonna say thank you for watching, and Greg.